Another summer day, round 3, attack of the aluminum line set on the Lennox. We're here to finish the job. You're gonna be surprised on what I try for the first time today. I'm gonna give it a shot. Let's get it. I'm gonna pump this system down just due to the fact that it does have an aluminum line set, and I don't want to have to re-add dye again in the future. It may leak again, who knows? There's a bunch of those connections, so let's pump it down and let's just adjust the charge at the end and go from there. All right, I pumped the system down to about 20 PSI. We're gonna recover the rest of this little charge, probably a couple ounces. And at least we still got our dye. We don't have to add dye later on in life when we know this thing's gonna leak again. So, gotta put a new dryer today. That's the plan. So let's get to work. Okay, I'm gonna open this for the first time. My first time using this. I'm gonna open it with you guys. A little unboxing. Careful with this Gerber. All right, here we go. What do we got here? Uh-oh. Somebody's joining the dark side. No, I'm just kidding, guys. I just want to try this out. I've been hearing some good things. Been hearing some other things, but I'm going to do my thing with it. My office ordered me the little kit here. So let's get her done. There it is. There's the culprit. I don't know what they use. I mean, I've seen what they used. I think I know what they used, but I didn't want to use that again. And I also didn't want to try to aluminum weld this to the copper. We had success with this on another job. So I'm going to try it on this one. We give them a warranty if it doesn't work, so we'll give it a shot. We got to clean it up. We got to use our marker tool to make sure we get the correct depth on the copper and the aluminum. Clean it up, get the right depth, seal it on there, and then we're going to do a very good pressure test on this thing. Another thing is I'm going to put my dryer inside. I'm going to open this up. We're going to get the bulb placed right, and we're going to put the dryer in here to protect that TXV. Here, let's see if this thing works. All right, let's look at this thing here. I think what I want to do is put my dryer, braze that on, and then I'll pull that on. So let's go get the dryer. I'm going to set up some nitro, get that on braze, and then I'm going to go hit this dryer upstairs. See what dryers I got right here. Bi-flow. Got any singles back there? Don't got no singles. Don't got no singles. No, I don't have any. All right, well, I guess we're gonna have to go with the old Bi-flow. It'll do it. It'll work. All right, let me get this. Let me get the nitrogen set up. Get my port set up out there. Remove the cores. Got to get my bag right there. Remove the cores. Throw some nitro. Braze that. And then on the other side of that, so braze the filter dryer on the copper and copper. And then I'm going to leave a little stub. I'll connect that Zoomlock fitting right there. This is going to get brazed. That's going to get brazed up in the attic right now. And then outside, I'm going to take a little piece of liquid line, just swedge both sides of it, and then just connect the liquid line outside. I like to, whenever I'm doing a repair in the summer, I like to put the dryer at the coil. It protects whatever meeting device that you're going to start up on. So if it's starting up on a heat pump, then you're going to, you know, in the wintertime, you're going to put this on the outside unit to protect that outdoor metering device. But we're starting it up in summer, straight AC. Let's protect the coil. Protect that too. But if you recall in my last video, the bulb is still in its factory position. So I'm going to go in there, unmount the bulb, and then I got to mount that to the coil. Speaking of which, do I have any mounting hardware in here? Always take, you know, if you see one of these things, you never know when you might need it, right? You never know when you might need your hardware, so always take a couple things from the boneyard. We'll put some of this on the filter dryer, a little bit at the end. Got a fresh solder stick, got a bucket with some towels, fill it up with some water. Make sure we keep everything cool in there. I'm going to get this up in the attic, and then I'm going to come back down. We're going to hit the nitro, and we'll get this brazed in. Stay safe, guys. Stay safe. And keep your parts cool. All right, let's go turn on the nitrogen. Okay, we're gonna hit the liquid line. I'll come out and cut that later. Okie doke. Tighten that up. We're only gonna go through our liquid line. Should be good, should be good. And we're open upstairs, so it's just basically going through the line set. So yeah, now I think about it, if I'm only going through the liquid line and I cut that aluminum, that means it's stopping at that aluminum. So ideally I got to go through the suction line that's going to push it through the coil. Yeah, so we got to go through the suction line, not the liquid line. That's going to be for our crimp. Yeah, we got to go through the suction line. So we'll think it through, guys. Think it through. We'll get through this, huh? And close my liquid. Open up my low side. Now we're going right to this pipe. Boom. And that's connected to the coil, going through the coil and out through that little liquid line that we're going to braze right now. Yep, we're on. Okay. I want to give myself some room for that fitting. So maybe I'll braze it right around here. Right about there. Let's sand it first before we cut it. We gotta be careful with this duct right here. Put some of this on the base coat here, keeps it cool and helps protect the paint, if that's what you're worried about. I'm just worried about if it works. Get your bucket handy here. Do something like that, I guess. Get this insulation and the suction line protected. It's like you're doing open heart surgery on this thing. Keep this bottom cool as well. About where you want your flame, right there. We got some fire sprinklers, so we got to be careful. use the stuff they gave me. That's pretty cool. So 3/8. It's going to be this guy right here. Okay, what it says here is cut the copper tube, deburr, sand and clean, inspect the tube, mark the depth, and push into the fitting. So the only thing I need to do is deburr that top. I've already pre-deburred that one. I just got to deburr that one. I misplaced my fancy deburrer. Okay, now we're gonna push into the fitting. We're on the last step right there. It says, caution, do not insert fingers into the grip ring inside the fitting. Immediate emergency medical attention may be required for removal. Whoa, you can cut your finger off with this guy. Definitely don't want to do that, huh? I don't see how you would even put your finger in that thing. The thing is small. It's probably for the bigger ones. Alright, there's our fitting. It's got a bunch of little gasket system in there. Let's hope this holds. Moment of truth. Okay. There it is. Boom. So there's my little Sharpie mark there. And my little Sharpie mark right there. I mean, that was pretty painless. Now, will it work? Will this thing work? Only time will tell. Check the pressure outside. First, let me go install a liquid line, take out that other dryer. Let's put this thing up to like 350 PSI. Maybe even 400, just so I can really be sure to sleep tonight. Sleep nice and comfortable on my jobs, man. Look at that thing, dude. That looks weird. Aluminum line set to copper with the Zoomlock fitting. Oh well. That's cool. All right, let's go do that liquid line outside. Go from there. Okay, I'm back here at the unit. We're gonna get ready to take this dryer out. I'm gonna cut it like right here flush, just because I gotta be careful not to melt that epoxy. I'm just doing an initial test real quick. Seeing if that thing's just holding any pressure or if I'm leaking on that dryer too. Let's turn the tank in the test. It's just a quick little dab. Are we holding? Those are good signs. Let's take this out and then we'll bump it up. I don't want to waste my nitro. I just wanted to see if that fitting was set correctly and if I didn't have any holes on that dryer that I just brazed in. We're looking good. Let's release this pressure and get that dryer out. Blow any little stuff out of there. I'm gonna go get my impact swedger, put on my drill. We're gonna swedge this, and then we're gonna put a piece in between. It's about yay big. What do we say about yay big? Okay, let me go get the torches now that I verified that there's no leaks on that dryer. I'm gonna put some putty right here with the, back it up with the rag. Putty, rag, hit, and then we're gonna pressure test this thing. And then we're gonna move on. It's about 9:45. Hopefully we get out of here by about 11 o'clock today. I'm gonna douse this thing in thermo trap right here. This little epoxy, whatever the hell they used. Turn the nitro on braze. All right. Dang, that stuff burns easy. I'll have to wrap that. All right, we're looking good. Let's pump it up. Oh, duh. At least you flush some of the dye out of the line set. Jeez. I would have already heard that. Come on, mama. There's 50. Holding. All right, let's go to 100. $105, $104.9, $104.9. We're looking for that constant drop. If it's a leak, it's going to constantly drop 0.1 every second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, depending on how big the leak is. We're holding at 49, so let's bump it up to 150, maybe 175. And then we're gonna run it to our final pressure test after that. I do it in about 3 steps. Why am I gonna blow all my nitrogen if I have a leak? And then obviously I'm gonna bubble test that fitting up there. First time using that fitting. If it works, it works, you know? I'm not gonna knock it if it works. I've just never tried it, and I'm open-minded to trying new things in this trade because it's always evolving. If you don't want new things and change, I suggest, you know, finding a different trade, because This stuff changes monthly, it seems. 200 here. I'm happy so far. All right, let's bump it up to our final pressure test right now, about 300. All right, about 250, 275, just in case that coil can't handle 300 upstairs. All right, here's 250. All right. Test my gauges at the same time. Close that. Let's let it equalize, and then we'll get my app as well so I can put it on my file. 266 and 259. It's 10 o'clock, 10:06. So we're gonna go over to evacuation test tightness right here. We're gonna start that timer, and now I've got a timer with PSI drop that I can keep on the file. We're gonna put that there. 60, 59 still. Let's go ahead and do test tightness here. Enter. And now I've got a time and PSI drop right there as well, so I can back it up with 2 different pressure tests. I'm gonna go bubble test that fitting up there. Make sure it's holding. So far, so good. One of my buddies, I sent him a picture of the repair. He said, say a little prayer. It's in the hands of the HVAC gods now. And I couldn't agree more with that statement. I don't even want to spray this thing in case I get liquid in there. I'm holding. All right, this thing's on pressure test for a couple more minutes. In the meantime, I'm gonna pop this panel open, get this prepped, and by that time, I'll go record the pressure test for you guys and for the office here. Mount the bulb under vacuum, button this up, tape it all up, and then we'll dial it in after that, okay? Got this from the truck. Never know when you'll need something. People call, us hoarders sometimes, but it's like, dude, I don't need that now, but I'll need it when I need it, All right, I removed the bulb. I got it mounted in the proper position here. Obviously, we'll need to insulate it before we start testing. We'll go get some adhesive for this and that. I found no dye in the coil. I think those are just some watermarks, but use my electronic detector and dye, as you guys saw in part 2 of this video. This is part 3, the repair. All right, let's go test our, go look at our pressure test, record that, and get this thing on vacuum. We're gonna use our core removal tools and go big hose on this vacuum because I just want to get it done quicker. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, nice. We actually went up in pressure. 15-minute pressure test. It's kind of hard to see out here. 0.4 up. It's getting warm out here. It's probably in the mid 80s by now, and the nitrogen's reacting with that. Let me get another picture of this. Looking good, guys, looking good. All right, we don't have any cores in. We're gonna do a purge now. Close everything up. We're gonna do a purge. We're gonna take the air out of the system, and then we're gonna hook up my core removal tools. I hope I have room on this one right here. I do, I definitely have room on that. And we're gonna let the vacuum ride. That's our only casualty today. Definitely holding, guys, definitely holding. All purged out and ready to go. All right, guys, here's where we're at. First off, if you're still here, you're a legend. I appreciate your time. Thanks for hanging out today on the channel. Feel free to follow along as I keep doing all these repairs, diagnostics, and just having fun, guys. So this is where we're at. This was a little hard to get on, this new VC2G. Kind of the first system I had issues with. The very bottom is bottoming out against that, and so it's kind of making it a little iffy on tightening this down. I think I got it, but just a heads up, we're good here. So what I'm gonna do now is I always let a little bit of air in my pump before I open up anything. We're already ballast open, meaning we're gonna let air through the pump. Keep our oil clean. Okay, we're gonna keep everything dry, everything clean. Oil level's good. Ballast is on. Go ahead and open everything up. This thing is sealed tight. Let's go upstairs, insulate the suction line, button up the coil, get out of that hot attic, come down here, and release the charge. There you have it, guys. That's going to be our repair for today. Zoomlock press fitting. We're going to go look at our vacuum right now and release this refrigerant. Got the bulb right here insulated nice and tight. Put a little bit of 10 mil on there to protect it some more up here. But that is our repair right there. Not bad. Let's go take a look at the vacuum, finish up outside, and get the f*** out of here. Last but not least, let's check our vacuum. Where did we end up today? About $1.50. All right, let's do our decay test and let me go get some cores. Close that, and now I'm just gonna be reading the system. Let me go get some cores and a little bit of refrigerant so I can knock off that vacuum, and then we'll release the charge and adjust from there. All right, there's my new cores. We're right about hovering over a little over 11 o'clock, excuse me. I'd say we passed our decay test. It's been about 10-15 minutes now since I've got everything set up here for the insertion of the new cores. So we're good, 238. What I'm gonna do now is close this. I'll be able to safely remove this now with this closed, and I'm not losing my vacuum, okay? That out of the way. I've got my hose pre-charged. I'm gonna add about 8 to 12 ounces of refrigerant. At this point, our vacuum has been broken with refrigerant only, no air. There's about a ½ pound. Now I can put my core in under low pressure. Purge it out before you just shove it in there. Make sure you're not putting any air in the system. And then put your core in. All right. I'm still in line, so I'm proving that the core is in tight. This was the hard part right here, getting it on. It's because this, you can see this little bulbous, that's what hit this right here. All right, let's put our suction. Contactor's calling. It's 11 o'clock. It's time for this AC to start running. It's time to get this show on the road. Insert that. Tighten, but not all the way. There we go. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, our cores are in the system now. Now we can administer opening this up, and then we'll adjust the charge from there. Opening up my liquid line first. Oh yeah, mama. Okay, suction's open. told him about that filter. All right, moment of truth. Oh, really, the moment of truth was it holding pressure. If you're still here, you are more than a legend. Appreciate you guys. All right, let's get our pressure in here. Got our probes hooked up. Let's give it a little juice. Dialing it in, guys, dialing it in. So far we lost about or not lose, I don't know what it was exactly when I came out here before, but we've added about a pound. I'm just gonna slowly throttle this thing in. I don't wanna overshoot that superheat. The good thing is the valve is reacting, so it looks like my sensing bulb is doing its job by maintaining the superheat. I need to get that up just a little bit there. Got another 3 ounces. Anyways, we're gonna dial this in. I'll get the shot at the last section, the last little section there, and then we're gonna finish up for today, guys. 3-part series on the aluminum line set with the Lennox system here. We finally got them taken care of. They will have a better summer now. Coming back. I'm just slowly throttling. We're approaching. We're having about 4, but this isn't a perfect system. It doesn't have a perfect line set. And we saw that that bulb has been off for like 5 years. We're safe though. Suction line temp's good, VSAT's good. I'll hold it there and then I'll come back. We're gonna come back in the spring and we're gonna verify that everything's working right on that valve right there. But that's gonna be it for today, guys, on this 3-part series. Appreciate you guys for following along on this longer video. Superheat's back. Subcool is right about 4. We're not perfect, but that's gonna be it for today. I'm comfortable with that. I can sleep happy with that. Everything is good to go. Thanks for watching another one, guys. Appreciate you. Oh man, it hit 70, nice. That's how you know it's working. Hi, Mama.